Hello, it's DJLAICON. It is Saturday, November 8th, 2025 at 7:08 a.m. And I'm here at the corner of Pico and Ocean. Pico and Ocean. We have the Midway car rental. We have the Viceroy that belongs to Vicente Axon, who was arrested and convicted for EDD embezzlement, who works with Elaine Mandel at the courthouse. And I'm trying to get all of these properties over here that was stolen by corrupt judges and corrupt clerks and corruption and turn it into the new Washington, D.C. So that is the Midway, that is the Viceroy, that is the Box Union, that is the Waverly, like the Waverly of the Disney Wizards of Waverly Place. And then we have over there the Regent, Merv Griffin Resorts, Sandberg, Lowe's, Trump, Lowe's, I said Lowe's, everything else. So this is the Cha-Cha Kitchen and Caribbean, and down there is the beach. So the story is, I'm going to tell you a story what happened to me. So I was going to the Central Library in downtown LA. I don't know what they're doing with the library now. I went there last night and they turned it into like a nightclub. It's no longer a library now, Central Library, right across the street from City National Bank. They're in the murder business and they seem to have turned the library into a nightclub. And I was at the library and I went to the Skechers store and they contaminated me with Germain, Ceter, Striker, herpes, syphilis, all over like I have like over 50 of these infections all over my arms, my neck, my legs, on my butt, on my buttocks, everywhere. And so then on top of that, I went to the UCLA village because fraudulent family members are stealing my CalFresh food stamps, and now Snappy BT is being eliminated, which is a good thing. It'll be probably a debit card. And so I went there, and they gave me this Greek orzo. They gave me whooping cough and bronchitis for like 3 months, So I went into the Central Library, and they escorted me out. They said, "You're coughing, you're not allowed to be here." But the real reason is that I had like Germain and Ceter, which is like a really, really nasty COVID-19 pox, that's like the worst kind of, and also I went to TJ Maxx, and they gave me bubonic plague, So this is being done by my prior family members that I have, I no longer associate with them. I disowned them, I disowned them. I'm the in-law to the Gambino family. I'm the in-law to the Colombo family and the D'Arienzo crime family and the Russo crime family and Dawson and Cardone Ventures. And so I am the in-law, and I outlawed them, including my own children, because they've been trying to kill me because they stole my VisualBasic.net, my SQL server, and they made billions of dollars in Facebook Meta platform stock, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. So now, to avoid prosecution, they show up to assassinate me and kill me because they don't want to pay back all that money. So they kicked me out of the library, Central Library, and I was forced to go to EDD Cal Jobs, and I went to Melrose, which is like the the City College of Los Angeles, Melrose, and I went to Glendale. Sorry, Glendale. I went to Glendale, and I went to Culver. But when I went to Glendale, I went there because there is a GB Dubini, and I was granted the unemployment insurance for disaster relief and terrorism. And GB Dubini is related to my first wife, Karen Teresa Castorino, who's part of the Gambino family, along with Craig D. Collin, who's the judge here at the Santa Monica Courthouse with Elaine Mandel, Miss Davis, Judge Davis. She uses a fraudulent name, Elaine Mandel. And so they stole my unemployment insurance. Again, they've been stealing my unemployment insurance since 2017. And because of the communicable diseases that they gave me, they're also stealing my state disability insurance, and they're also stealing my paid family leave. And so I had to go to Glendale, and I was using the computer there, and I was trying to renew the DPSS welfare annual renewal packet, and then sending an email to federal agencies to let them know what's going on, the corruption that's going on here, which everybody's in the murder business here, child molestation, murder business, Mr. Sandman, send me a teen, like crazy stuff that goes on here. So I was walking down the street in Glendale, and these two police officers from Glendale, they pulled me over for like no apparently good reason. They're like, let me see your ID. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, let me see your ID. And they looked me up, and I could see that you have expired bench warrants, not arrest warrants, but you have expired bench warrants. They were from like 8 years ago. They're expired, and so for like no probable cause, they handcuff me, and they take me to Central Jail because they say I have expired bench warrants. This is another story where I got into a DUI because my mother and my sister, I was paying $2,600 at Avalon Huntington Beach, and this is going on in Orange County. So the moral of the story is that now you have police officers from Glendale making arrests for Orange County because Orange County is desperate for money. So I don't know what's going on here. So, I'm walking down the street, and they just handcuffed me for walking down the street. Sort of like that song by Iggy Azalea. Little Miss Walker walking down the street. Little Miss Walker walking down the street. Little Miss Walker. Bang. They just handcuffed me and took me into the jail. I went in there. I'm hanging out with El Chapo and the El Chapo Mexican boys. And they're like killing each other. And they wouldn't even assign a jail cell to me. I was going from like jail cell to jail cell because I was hanging out in the hallways because I didn't want to be in the same jail cells with them because they were like giving me dirty looks like they're gonna kill me, and they're like beating each other up. And finally they because they asked me, what is your plea for this? I said, you know what? I want to file a notice of removal from Orange County to San Diego criminal court because what's going on here is fraud. It's law enforcement fraud. And so I want to file a notice of removal because there is no probable cause. Also, you're getting me on a DUI, DWI that is expired from like 8 years ago. And it's not an arrest warrant, it's a bench warrant, And so I was saying that it has been more, because they held me there for 10 days. And I'm saying that, you know what? It's been more than 48 hours. You cannot hold me and I've been convicted by walking down the street. I've been convicted. You cannot hold me for more than 48 hours without an arraignment. You cannot hold me for more than 48 hours without an arraignment. So I want a notice of removal. There was no search warrant. You're just like walking down the street, take me into the jail for 10 days. You cannot do that, And I'm lucky to be alive because there was El Chapo boys from Mexico. There was like people from Afghanistan, terrorists. I'm lucky to be alive. I wouldn't eat any of the food because the toilets in the jail are like filthy, It's like, and plus you're hanging out in a room, in a community room. There's like 20, 30, 40 people in there, and you got to take your shit in front of them. And if you do, they're going to kill you. So you got to hold them. So I was actually holding in my shit for like a day and a half because I had to stay in this community room, And so finally what they did is I go into another room, and it was like these two like Afghanistan boys, and the one guy looks like he's like a total poltergeist, he's like a crackhead going like this, and I'm playing ring around the rosy with this guy, and he's chasing me all around the jail cell. I finally sit down next to him. He starts rubbing his legs on me, and so then he starts chipping off the paint off the bench like he's gonna take some of that hardened paint, and he's gonna try to cut me, So I got up. And, like I'm used to walking with like 2 bags, So I got up like this, and they're saying that it was battery. I'm like, no, I got up like this, and I faced the guy. I said, I said, stop talking to me because this guy's trying to kill me. So I looked at him. I said, stop talking to me. And there was Filipino nurses in there, and South China Sea, Hong Kong, Priscilla Chan, Joyce Lee, Julie Su, Tao Cheng, former mayor of Oakland, all of these like Filipinos and all of these South China Sea people that are saying that it was battery. There was no battery. This guy's trying to kill me. He's ring around the rosy with me, you know. And so they try to like keep me in prison longer for a battery charge that is fraudulent. So now I'm going to file a notice of removal to San Diego Criminal Trial Court, and I'm also going to file a notice of removal. And to make matters worse, the other day I went to Glendale, you know, to pick up my stuff. They won't even give me my stuff back. I'm lucky I got my wallet back. They took my wallet. They took my medicine. They took my they took my eyeglasses. I had to like go to the Dollar Tree and buy like these glasses for like $1.25, which is a pretty good deal. And they won't even. I went to Glendale. I have to wait until Monday to even get my items back. You know, I had to like pull an all-nighter because they took my blanket. They took everything. They took my artifacts and papers that I've been collecting for the last 9 years. They took my phones with my artifacts, and I was working on the U.S. Tax Court response and to answer to Judge Carluzzo. They took my phones. They took everything that I had, everything, and I won't give it back. So that's the story.